think about the worldview, though. Okay, think about it. Like the general secular, scientific, materialistic paradigm worldview is that consciousness is an emergent property of interconnected electrochemical response. Think about it. So if you create a computer, right, that's advanced and it has something similar, then there's no reason not to believe it could be conscious because conscious is a property of interconnected matter and energy. It's not something that exists beyond matter and energy. So it makes perfect sense that you could create it with matter and energy, right?
So what's wrong with that then?
What's wrong with that is that consciousness is clearly metaphysical.
That's not clear to me.
Well, I mean, how much does a thought weigh?
I don't know. I don't think thought weighs anything.
Yeah, because it doesn't exist in the physical energetic world. Okay,
Well, sure.
your
So
electrochemical
I see what you're.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I don't think that really negates the point. Because I like to use the example of an economy, right? An economy only exists as much as the parts exist. Like, right, a dollar doesn't make an economy, right? But an economy comes with a collection of the whole, right? But an economy isn't a physical thing; it's a metaphysical thing, right? But it's still based on the physical.
Hey guys, sorry. How do I get permissions?
What was that?
Sorry, is Spake in here?
Give the child to Moloch.
I'm in the other politics server room talking to a Glober and I got no permissions to post.
Yes, bro, 1 second.
Give the child. Loves the anti.
Sorry, guys, I went away to make coffee. What are we doing? Talking about God?
Moloch. You're giving children.
There's one guy talking to himself.
Are you guys hearing things?
You didn't hear
Yeah.
Dr. Tom talking to himself?
Oh, what?
No.
AJ, where do you mean on the
You know,
different,
like
on the
sometimes
other
when people are
politics server?
possessed, they can like hear voices.
Yeah? Are we just possessed?
AJ,
You can't. In your head.
AJ, you there, bro? Can you hear me?
You're the only one that can hear me right now.
This is fucked up. AJ, you there, bruv?
Oh my goodness. AJ, you're the only one that can hear him right now, bro.
They want you to do it.
Sorry, I'm on a chat with a guy in the other politics flat Earth server and I wanted to post some pictures but I can't post. I got 2 conversations going at once, one with you guys
They
on my
want
phone
you to do it.
and one with
Can
the
Stop.
someone
other
mute
dude.
his phone? Seriously.
Mute who?
You know who, Mr. Burns, you fat troll.
Did you call me fat?
No.
Burns, where do you think you live? Do you think you live on a ball or a flat Earth? Let's do this.
Fat Earth, do you mean?
Aye.
Fat Earth.
Fat Earth
Were you
theory.
talking to me?
Yes, Mr. Burns.
Yeah, brother.
What did you ask me?
Where
Oh,
do you think you
God.
live? Spinning ball, flat Earth.
Well, I'm not
What
gonna
say you?
dox myself.
What the?
Yeah,
I
you
live
asked me
on
where
the
I
earth.
live. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, you're right, bro.
Question
Don't
was,
dox me,
think
bro. I
Well, what did you want to
live on
talk
the
about?
earth.
the Earth.
Did you want to tell me about the flat Earth? That's what I wanted to talk about.
No, he
Okay.
wants
Yeah,
to
you
know
want
where you live.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
when
like
you say
I got muted earlier.
out-
It was kind of weird. I like triggered the whole room just by asking a question.
yeah,
Okay, what's your
when
question?
they ask where do you
So like
think
my
you live?
question was like why do
Christ.
you guys as flat earthers like base your worldviews on things that you can't prove exist, like the dome? And like
Okay,
everyone
Alright,
got
so
mad.
so
Go on,
your
Crypto.
question was
And I just wanted to know like what you guys think about the dome and like you say it
so
exists. Like
your question is
how do you know?
straw man. Yeah, so your
It's not a
question is
straw
straw man.
man.
Yeah, it is.
This,
No, I was
this is
speaking
just
to
gone, bro.
he's muted now. I don't know why Elijah is muted, but I was talking to Elijah at the time, and he said
Ah,
there
you were
is a
trolling.
container.
You
That
were
wasn't
trolling,
trolling.
bro.
You
Yeah,
guys are
you
just
were
getting
saying
mad at
why
the
not take?
questions like you are
No,
now.
you were saying why not take a picture
Uh,
taken at the fucking at the side of the
Well,
dome
I
and all
mean,
that
yeah,
shit. The
that would
last,
be cool. Like, why don't you try and take selfies of
oh, you're a
yourselves at the dome?
troll. You're a troll.
yeah, do you
I mean,
see how
I'm not
like
a troll. You guys just like base your worldviews off of things that you can't prove exist, and that's cool. I just want to know, like,
Wait,
why do you think there's a container? And like, what do you
there's
think it's
space?
made out
Have
of,
you
and like
noticed
stuff
how
what?
like that.
literally Spake, have you noticed how literally no one was upset and then he accused you of being mad?
Well, mate, I got fucking told it about 10 times today, man. This dude was going fucking crazy, and the other server, like, oh man, you need to calm down and that. I'm like, fucking man, Jesus Christ. You telling me to calm down is not going to help me calm down. Fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Stop
it's
But
gaslighting,
pissing me
isn't it?
off.
Jedi said, "Let's do this," and you two like hijack the
Mr.
conversation.
Burns, is that your friend over there?
Well, I
Which
was trying
one?
to ask you a question and you wouldn't fucking answer it.
You're wasting your time, man, Crypto.
Yeah, I know. I've got time to kill.
Yeah.
But
How can you put on?
Crypto, if you join, I
That
DM'd
sounds
you
like a
the
superpower, don't it?
I DM'd you the invite for the other server, bro. If you join over there, I'll get you mod.
Oh, cheers, man.
Awesome. So we can
Yeah,
answer
Jedi,
this
you
question about the dome. Yeah, no problem. We can prove the dome because we're breathing gas pressure. The necessary
Right, but you
antecedent
like
to
claim a
gas
physical
pressure.
dome.
Pardon me?
The claim was that there's a physical container,
Yeah,
like
because
something
gas.
that's tangible, right?
Yeah. Because gas
So like,
needs something.
why isn't there any efforts
I'm
made to like
answering you.
tangibly prove
I'm
it?
answering you. I'm answering you. Hush,
Okay.
shush, shush, shush. So to have gas pressure, we understand that the definition of gas pressure and every single demonstration of gas pressure is gas exerted a force upon the walls of the container within a fixed volume and therefore achieving gas pressure. This is how you achieve gas pressure. We're
Right,
breathing
yeah,
gas.
I've heard this. I get what your
Good.
understanding of gas pressure is, but why isn't there any efforts to prove that the dome exists?
There have been, but none that I can verify myself. One, for
So you
example.
can't verify the dome exists.
No, but I'm breathing gas pressure.
So
You
you're
understand?
basing your
You
worldview on something
understand?
that you can't prove exists.
The gas
You
pressure is the
understand?
compelling factor in the matter. It's a necessary. A container is a necessary antecedent.
I
Gas
get what your
pressure. You
guys'
get that.
understanding of
So if you
gas
have
pressure is, but that has nothing to do with the actual
is a
physical tangible
container,
container that
then
you
therefore
claim
there
exists.
must be a container. Just exactly like if you have
So
filet
do you believe
mignon,
that you
if you have
Listen.
filet mignon, right? The necessary antecedent for filet mignon is a cow. Now, if somebody throws some filet mignon down on my kitchen table and then asks me to prove the cow, they're a moron because the cow necessarily must exist. You follow that?
Yeah, so your analogy is not applicable, and I
Yeah,
totally
it
get
is.
your
It's directly
understanding of gas
applicable.
pressure. I'm not trying
You're a
to debate your
retard.
understanding of gas
Yeah,
pressure.
you're a retard
You're,
because I
I
just
find
gave
it
you a
very
direct
interesting how you want to
analogy.
talk about something other than the subject,
You're just a
because the
retard.
subject is the
Necessary antecedent consequent relationship. It's very simple.
Smart as flat
right.
earther.
Smartest flat earther.
Yeah, it's a necessary antecedent consequent. This is second grade level.
So like, why don't you try and prove that it exists, and then checkmate, you win. Like the
Oh
whole
my
Earth is
God,
flat.
he's retarded. So
That's
you
what
want me to go
Because
try to
like
prove the cow exists?
no, I don't want you to try and like convince everyone to believe your understanding of gas pressure, which is incorrect. Like
Really?
it would be
Oh.
more
Incorrect.
interesting if you would try and like prove that
How
the
is
dome
it incorrect?
exists. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the flat Earth.
You don't want to. You
So-
don't want to talk about the claim you just made. Right?
See, and you're doing the same thing that
See,
everyone
and
else
you're
wants to
doing
do,
this right
and,
now.
and
but
that's
you're
talking
just
about
an Elmer
everything
Fudd
that isn't
Sophist
the flat
retard.
Earth.
You're just an
Why
Elmer
don't you
Fudd
want to talk
Sophist
about the flat
retard.
Earth? Why don't
Listen,
you?
what if I can get a grip with your fucking throwing retard all over the place?
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like you come in here and you
Fuck's
ask
sake,
questions
man.
about the flat Earth, and you guys don't want to talk about your claims about the flat Earth. And the biggest one is the dome. I just want to know like why you think the dome exists, like tangibly.
Because
Like,
it's
and
a
why don't you
necessary
try and
do you
prove it
understand-
exists?
You understand the point about an antecedent relationship, right? Like, do you understand that point, or are you just going to escape past
Your
that?
misunderstanding of gas pressure doesn't prove that a dome exists.
Okay,
Sorry,
so you
I've
didn't answer my question. You understand?
I did answer your question.
Point. No, you didn't.
I do understand your guys' understanding of gas pressure.
So you didn't answer
I'm
my
not
question
here
again.
to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the dome.
So I asked you a question and you've refused to answer it 3 times now.
That's not true. I did answer your question.
Yeah. No, you haven't. Because I
What was his
asked a
question?
yes or no question, and the answer wasn't yes or no.
I'd just like to put this out there that,
No, please
I'm
don't.
not agreeing or disagreeing with him, but the
don't need you to put
rhetorical
anything out there.
tactics that he's using, the rhetorical tactics that he's using is kind of exactly what I get from a lot of the flat earthers when I'm in here asking questions.
That's wonderful, but I was wondering if Mr. Burns could answer my question.
He's not going to, mate.
Well, yeah,
Which
but
is-
that's also useful for the audience to understand that they won't answer basic questions.
2 seconds, I'll unmute.
You want to talk about your misunderstanding of gas pressure?
No, I'd like you to
So
answer my question. Do you
Go ahead and
understand
repeat
what
your
the...
question.
So, do you understand the point about the antecedent relationship?
I understand the point that you guys are trying to make about an antecedent relationship, and it is not applicable to the dome,
Why not?
which is this
Why
topic,
not?
because the
Why
topic
not?
is the dome, not your misunderstanding of gas pressure.
Okay, so you didn't actually, you made a claim and then you didn't actually back it up with anything. So
No,
why
I
isn't
did not make a claim.
what? Yeah, you did. Why is an antecedent relationship
claim?
not? Well, if you
Yeah,
don't talk over me, I'll tell you. Why is an antecedent relationship not applicable here if the antecedent relationship is valid?
Because the antecedent relationship is the conclusion that you guys come to when you apply your misunderstanding of gas pressure to gas pressure, which is not the topic. The topic is the dome, and I want to know why you don't try and prove the dome. You're trying
So
to
the
not talk about flat Earth. You're trying to talk about round Earth, and it's weird. The title of the channel is 24/7 Flat Earth.
False.
Well,
All right,
actually, no.
shut up, kid.
I just want to know.
Yeah,
All right, kid. No,
okay,
no,
yeah.
shut up. She had it. All right, let's pay attention. We'll walk you through the steps. Really simple. First, round and flat not mutually exclusive. Relevant. Second, you said it's about the dome rather than flat versus round, which of course you meant globe. Now I will submit to you, friend, that you can have a round, circular, spherical object inside a container, or you can have a flat surface object inside a container. So the container is highly irrelevant to the direct consequent of the shape itself. And so you, sir, do not actually want to talk about flat Earth, because if you did, you want to talk about the crux of the issue, which is demonstrable surface curvature. Yeah, so how you like that?
Your statement is only technically true. Really, what I want to talk about, I guess, is the
Oh,
claims
it's only
of
technically
flat
true?
earthers. Yeah, it's only technically true.
Okay.
Because where I get the dome from is from the claims that flat earthers make. And that's what I wanted to talk about, is stuff that is the claims that flat earthers make. I thought that'd be cool.
Yeah,
So
fine.
And the claim
there's a
is that
valid-
there's a dome.
So there's a valid antecedent relationship there, and you don't like that.
Well, you come to that conclusion because you have a misunderstanding of gas pressure.
No, I did not.
And like I don't really care about your misunderstanding of gas pressure.
Same misunderstanding again. I'm sure if you keep gaslighting us, it'll be true.
Misunderstanding. I had girls to kiss.
Yeah,
Later,
brilliant.
bro.
Yeah, so if you just say misunderstanding over, yeah, he rage quit.
What did he say? I have girls to kiss later.
I have girls to kiss. Later, bros.
Oh yeah, he got us there,
Yeah.
guys.
There's no girls going anywhere near that guy.
That's what all the homos say.
Alright, where was the other guy?
Hey, listen. He said he had girls to kiss. He didn't say any of the other details.
True. I'll tell you what, though, he got us there.
Oh, you know what, guys? He's an ether believer. You take the ether, you put it on a rag, and then you know what comes next.
What's the ether?
The thing you put on the rag to knock the girls out so you can kiss them. Duh.
No, what is the ether? Like, what is that?
It's
I
in
think
a
you guys talked about
bottle.
that before.
It says ether on it, and then if you pour it on a rag, it knocks people out.
No, that's what my dad drinks to get angry with.
That
Brilliant.
sounds alright.
So, has anybody got any questions about the flat Earth, or would they like to defend the heliocentric idea?
Why is it flat?
Because it measures like that. It's practically used like that. In fact, we observe it like that. So the Earth is observed, measured, and practically used as flat, horizontal, level, if you will.
Why does chlorine gas sink, creating a higher gas pressure without a container?
Sorry, when you talk about chlorine sinking, is that relative to the atmosphere that it's in, oxygen and nitrogen? Or is it
Yes.
sinking when you put it into a vacuum, and does it disperse in all directions, in the limitation of the volume, pressing on the walls of the container in all directions?
But if you have it in a vacuum by itself, it will spread. If you have it in a vacuum, if you have it in a vacuum with more than one gas, it will sink to its atomic weight.
So, like I said right at the beginning, a relationship between this dense gas and that light gas, the dense one will go down, the light one will go up. But you've also conceded that when you put gas into a vacuous space, even though this is on the Earth, so I've given you all of the attractive force of the Earth, the gas is moving in all directions, pressing against the limitation of its environment. If I was to remove the limitation of the environment, there would be nothing else to keep it there and it'd fuck off.
Right, if it's the only gas.
Yeah. So we understand that there are lots of gases within our atmo, right?
Correct.
Good. And we understand that gases disperse outwards and feel the limitation of their environment, right?
If it's the only gas.
If it's not, hold tight. All gases will spread out, dispersing in all directions. There's a lot of gas, filling the limitation of its environment. Hold tight. The only thing that's going to change the path of gases is the physical interaction between the molecules themselves, or anything that it physically hits. If up there is a sky vacuum, you'll understand that that's nothing physical to impede the path of gas. So being as gas disperses outwards in all directions, and up there within an open system is a vacuous space, then the gas will increase in entropy and keep dispersing into the freely available space.
If the gas is by itself. But once we include multiple gases, it sinks to its atomic weight.
So, what?
Well, relative to its atomic weight.
Relatively.
Yeah.
Relatively.
So, like I said, so like if we have oxygen and we have and we have chlorine gas, the chlorine gas is going to sink. It's not going to disperse, right?
What are the primary constituents of the Earth's atmo? Is that chlorine, hydrogen. Is it?
What?
Nitrogen and oxygen?
No, are you talking about like the air?
Yeah, the air, the atmo, the stuff we're fucking breathing is primarily nitrogen and oxygen, correct? I'm not breathing like chlorine, am I?
Yeah.
So, oxygen and nitrogen will
I hope
disperse.
You're not breathing chlorine.
Yeah, of course. But you keep always saying this one particular gas, which actually, when we think about it, doesn't really take up a lot of percentage value of the gas that we breathe. Primarily, we are breathing oxygen and nitrogen, right?
Right. The reason that I bring up this one gas is because we can have, because you can see it. It's visible. It's green gas, right? You can see it and you can watch it sink.
Awesome. That's brilliant. That's relative to the air that we breathe. I've already demonstrated this to you. But what I've also demonstrated to you within the example of the vacuum chamber, in one instance, the gas on the outside isn't able to get into the freely available space inside where there is no space because there's a fucking container around it. You understand that, right? Good. So in the vacuous space, when you impart lots of gases into that vacuous space, all of those gases will disperse in all directions and fill the limitation of that vacuous space, pressing upwards and outwards because gas always wants to expand outwards. If I was to remove the limitation, the gas would continue to move freely because there's nothing physical to impact its velocity or vector, right?
If you put
Good.
two gases
So we
into a
understand that
vacuum
entropy, my
chamber,
friend,
what
we
happens?
understand that we understand entropy increases, don't we? Or do we not? Entropy increases, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Good. But you're claiming a decrease in entropy, aren't you?
No.
Yeah. Because the gas isn't
No.
expanding into
You know, why isn't it expanding up into the atmosphere?
Well, it is. Just very slowly.
according to your model, which you have no verification, you've just got secondary at best or tertiary information to suggest that, right? You haven't experienced
But at
this
least
yourself.
I have a
What
model.
you've experienced, my friend, is when you contain gas, the consequent of containing that gas is gas pressure. To keep the gas in any space, you must physically contain it, right?
Yes, and you can
So,
contain it with the gas of a lighter weight.
fuck me. Gets harder every time. Let's try it this way. You know, at the top of the atmosphere, what's stopping the gas from dispersing into the vacuum?
Nothing it does.
Pardon?
Well, the gas. Once a molecule, a gas molecule, speeds up enough to where it reaches what's the word for it? The trajectory where it can leave the Earth's orbit. I forget the term for it. Once it reaches that speed, it leaves.
Escape
It
velocity.
does. Escape velocity. Thank you. No, sir.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Um.
I just don't know where to go. You know, at the top of the atmosphere, where there's no
I actually
physical
got this
boundary.
from my AI chatbot.
That's brilliant.
No,
Then
you
it's
didn't.
true.
No, you didn't. If you know what,
Yeah,
let
I
me see
did.
it.
I literally did. Actually, I think I. Well,
can you
I know
screenshot it?
it's.
So can you screenshot
I'm.
it for?
Oh well, this I got this like last night.
Can you
But
screenshot
I
it for us,
may.
though? Can you type it in to get the AI chatbot? Screenshot it. Send it.
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
How long is that gonna take?
It's just a
20 minutes.
minute. I'm driving, but it's fine. It'll take a minute because I'm driving. But it's fine.
If I was a monkey.
Y'all better leave Kati Bree alone. Fuck y'all up.
Who's the guy driving?
Seeking.
If Crit's there, only he knows what I'm talking about. I'm just joking. Very superstitious. Writings on the wall.
How do you guys feel about crabs? You guys like crabs?
Writings on the wall.
Yeah, nice one, bro. Didn't realize we had Michael Jackson in the chat room.
I don't think Michael Jackson sang that song.
Close enough.
Stevie.
So the globe is still a globe? Is that what I'm realizing? Seeking philosophy, mate.
You guys are really waiting
Yeah.
for a guy who's driving a truck to come back with a chat GPT answer.
I don't know, man. ChatGPT might be
Yeah,
the best solution we have.
Yeah, it's the Bing bot.
Yeah. ChatGPT says so.
I believe it.
Here, I'm not reading all this, and it's too long for me to like screenshot in one picture. So I'm just gonna do select all, and copy, and paste into chat. Copy.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be the best argument I've heard all day. 4 weeks
And
maybe.
oh shit, I can't.
Are you driving a truck right now, philosophy?
Yeah.
Can you feel the
Yeah,
cars as you drive on the roads?
I'm still blocked. I'm still blocked from typing in chats.
So when you drive,
here,
can you feel the curvature? Do you like go up and down a lot?
that's
Dude, it's not that important, right? If you're driving, drive, right? Don't start using your mobile phone and pressing buttons and shit, dude. Don't do that.
Jedi,
Don't
look at the
do that.
photo in chat.
little too late for that. Here,
Look
Jedi.
at the pic in chat, Jedi.
Here, Jedi. I just messaged it to you because it's not letting me put it in chat.
Oh no.
And the question that I asked there, because I don't think it copied the question, was why doesn't gas escape the Earth's atmosphere if there's no container? Just for reference.
Okay, give me a week. Oh,
And I didn't read this, but yeah, it's long.
Is this how you feel, or is this just how someone else feels?
Feel what?
Is this the answer that you believe in, or is this the answer that the robot gave you?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't read it. Just give me the raw response.
No.
I don't read.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, not while I'm driving.
At
A
least
60,000-pound semi.
If you read and drive, you'll be choking up blood.
Yeah. Read that long fucking thing while driving a 60,000-pound semi on 36 hours of no sleep.
Wait, just a question
Good
for you,
Your
right?
goal is to take out an entire city with truck.
Mhm.
On your right track.
Right? Hey, it's a good thing I'm out in the middle
Bullshit.
of fucking BFE where cows outnumber people 2 to 1.
Do you get bored driving a semi? Is that why you sit on here and talk about the Earth?
Yeah, that's why I sit in fucking Discord chats, man. It keeps me up, keeps me entertained.
Okay,
Yeah,
serious
especially with
question,
Marvin
right?
in the room, right?
Serious question, and don't think I'm like trying to insult you. Do you do cocaine while you drive?
Why
I
not?
wish.
Do other people? Do other truck drivers
I
do
would if I
cocaine?
could.
This isn't fucking
Probably
helping,
some
guys.
people.
I don't.
Dude,
I think.
dude, shush. This isn't helping. Your message is far too long for me even to post in the
Excuse me?
live stream chat. Your message, your answer from Chat GPT is even far too long for me to even put into the text chat, mate. I'm gonna have to cut it and paste it about 4 times to do so because that's a really long answer. But
Is it a
God, dude?
You should be able to do just 2, maybe, because I was able to do some pretty long ones earlier.
Is it a beneficial answer at least?
You don't help often,
No.
do you? Right.
What? Why?
Sorry.
Are you able to unblock me from the chat?
You're actually blocked from the chat, but you're still here.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, I would just post it myself. you might need to go into the guest mod chat and do .. unban.
Is it dot dot? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a guest mod for a long time.
So why are you blocked from the chat?
Because I was posting chat GPT messages to respond to everybody's questions, and
So
somebody got
pretty much
pissed off
what you're
about
doing now.
it. Yeah, exactly.
You're funny for that.
Hey, Jedi, I've been talking to you for a few days. So is my mic like clearer than it has been the past few days? Because I'm using a different mic today.
Just as bad as it's always been.
Yeah, it's
Is
a
it?
bit roboty, a bit crackly. Gotta be fair.
Like, we can understand you, it's just sometimes someone will choose to ignore you, you feel me?
Yeah, that may just be because I'm out in the middle of nowhere though.
Tell me, when you look out the horizon, I'm assuming you drive very, very long kilometers and you can see quite far ahead, right?
No. I'm up
What are you
north.
driving around the city, bro?
No. I'm up north and it's very hilly up here. They say it's really hilly up here from the when the ice age happened, the glaciers pushing everything.
Yeah, that sounds like a very perfectly reasonable explanation, bro. So tell me, have you ever gone to the top of the hill and just saw an open horizon, like a very open field?
Yeah, sure.
And how far ahead could you see?
I don't know, a couple miles.
Like, short, medium, very far.
Well, I mean, I've been to the ocean.
Interesting. Have you
So
driven over the
several
ocean?
miles. Say that again.
Have you driven over the ocean, like a bridge?
Yeah.
Have you seen anything quite far away? Like a ship in the middle of the frickin' ocean?
I'm sure I've seen ships a few miles out.
Interesting. Have you ever seen convexity on the surface of a lake? That's a big word. What does convexity mean? Measure of the curvature of its duration in relation with one input. You know, for someone that has a
Did you
bachelor's
just
in English and advanced English, I don't know a lot of words.
okay? Did you ask what convexity means?
Yeah, I asked Papa Google and it told me.
Okay, so I was the one that typed that. Convexity means like a bulging outward. Have you ever seen those mirrors in like
Yeah,
the corners of warehouses and department stores that like bulge outward, like
yeah,
toward you?
yeah, I kind
That's
of got the gist of it.
convexity.
I got the gist from Papa Google. It even shows me graphs.
What's that?
I got the gist of it from Papa Google. He even gave me the graph of what it is.
Like you need a picture?
I understand what it is now.
Okay, yeah. So like there's concavity and there's convexity, right? So like if it's a concave mirror or if it's a convex mirror or if it's a flat mirror. The thing about water is that we don't observe reflections on water to be concave or convex. We observe reflections on water to be symmetrical, mirror, identical, flat. So that's just something I'm pointing out there.
Amazing.
That was such a good explanation. I'm so happy that you did explain it to me.
is not a thought. It's a basic observation.
Yeah, I am correct. I messaged you that thing. You were the one that was asking.
Like this, for example, that I posted in the text chat. This reflection of the duck is looking at itself. These reflections don't have any concavity or convexity. They are mirror, flat, identical, symmetrical reflections, because that's the nature of what water does on its surface. That's the nature of what liquids do on their surface. I might have cut out there for a minute. I don't know. Every now and then Discord drops out. I don't know why that's such a hard concept to understand, of what water does on its surface. The fact that this Earth's surface is 71% water, to the best of our knowledge, everybody's knowledge. So 71% water is the Earth's surface. The surface of water will rest flat, level, no curvature. That's 71% no curvature. So it's a pretty big percentage without curvature. Just saying. You know, when you really get down to it, water is the teller of it all. You know, the way water behaves on its surface, especially when it's calm, it's still, it's level. The Earth's surface is 71% water. Water is the teller. We use liquid to measure for level, and level doesn't curve because the surface of liquids don't curve.
If the globe Earth model is true, then it does.
Dude, you sound like you are like rummaging through a garbage can on speakerphone.
Is Is that better? I rolled on my window.
Nope, I can't say that that's any better, dude.
Well, not much I can do. I'm driving this anyway.
Anyway, I'm about to head to bed, y'all.
Oh, good night.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
Where did Jedi go? This is by far the most dead I've heard this chat in all the
Voice is fucking dead. There's no one saying anything here. Right.
The heck happened? Who cleared the room? Who would I have to ban to get some answers around here? You psychoanalyzed them all to death, didn't you, Crit?
You guys not talking? Everyone's in agreement, huh? Hmm. Well, geez, the world, like the room's so small, I thought it might be good for some conversation. You guys rest up. Don't work too hard.
Hey, Under Heaven, Gemsy, you here?
Hey there. How you doing, bro?
Hey, what happened? Somebody drop a bomb, or somebody get in a car wreck?
No, sure. I think I saw it busy earlier, but at this time I don't see much activity.
Oh wow! I mean, this is kind of nice. I think we can maybe have a conversation like real people in real life. Maybe you think like maybe something productive, Gemsy. Is that possible? My goodness.
That is in the realm of possibilities, sure.
Isn't that the realm? I just, I look for the realm of possibility. And I always say, Gemsy, that, I don't make a lot of decisions, right? My wife says something, I say yes. God says something, I say yes, yes, yes. My cats say something, I see. You know what I mean? It's so easy, bro. And when people kick you out of the room, it's like, see, I don't have to make a decision, Gemsy. So I just wait until my opportunity, and when my opportunity shows up, Gemsy, it's like a miracle, and it's like, see, making me wait made it that much better, Gemsy. Isn't that nice when you do it God's way instead? And boy, bro, when people find out, they will try to kill you if you find out how good God can be to you. You know what I mean? They will hate you for it, bro. So that's what this is about. This is about getting that relationship with God, and watch how people are going to treat you, Gemsy. So it's already been determined. We already figured it out. And that's what it was the whole time. Bing. Abraham Krinkov, GS Efficacy, brought to you by 24/7 Flat Earth, pocketed in the political server, part of the Sodom and Gomorrah Discord internet service that we, of course, adorn and love now because it allows us to argue continuously 24/7, just like they knew. Got to see, you got to you got to give credit to the Flat Earthers, when they're right. And at least they know how to get a gang together and get some, people with some pitchforks, and you got to give them that, Gemsy. So they become a force in numbers, Jamesy. So I credit them for that as well. I'm probably not. Sorry. Go ahead.
Gotta keep the fight going. Somebody's gotta do it. Somebody's gotta lead us to the pit. Lead us to the pit. Just kidding. No, I'm just
Yeah.
the
Hey, I just
conversation.
talked to. It was hilarious.
Have you spoken to anybody? Like
Yeah.
have you spoken to people in here?
No, no. Can you hear me? Hold on. Let me reset. I gotta. Hold on. I don't know. How's this connection?
You still connected?
Terrible. Hold on. Let me reset.
Hello?
Yo.
Hello. Is anyone here?
Hey.
What's up?
Yes. Iram, how are you? There's people in here if you looking to talk. Me, I gotta keep it quiet mostly, but
Okay. Is this everyone in here is unanimous on the whole flat Earth thing? So there's not a lot of conversation.
uh, not necessarily. You're gonna find all walks of life in here.
Is there have the flat Earthers converged on a model?
I don't
Like, is
think
there
so.
progress
No.
being made on like the disparate models of flat Earthitude?
Funny how you almost sound similar to the guy that just dropped out. Almost sound like the same guy, but I'm pretty sure it's not. You are not him. Him is not you.
No,
Sorry about that.
this is my only account. No
Yeah, I know. I
progress there,
know.
or is there some updates?
On what? On a model?
Last time I talked to flat earthers, they were talking about the different models of how flat Earth could be working with like the sun and the moon and all that kinds of stuff. And there were competing models. I was just wondering if they were converging on one yet.
But what would you want to model about reality? Do you really need the realist level to be modeled into side of some type of flatter label idea or globe idea? Is that how reality works?
Well, I mean, any model might be too vague of a term, but you have a different model than say someone who believes in a globe Earth. That's all
Me?
I'm
I don't
referring
have
to
a
by
model.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a model.
Well, do you think globe Earth is false?
As of, the globe Earth model is utilized to create an idea to model a mathematical construct, right? But that you don't use that to operate in reality, right?
No, I think you do use it to operate in reality.
To do what exactly?
Well, I mean, like I've talked to flat earthers who say, like, you know, the Navy knows that the Earth is flat because all of their missile trajectories work this way. That would require that they're operating on a model of, you know, the Earth being flat rather than a model of the Earth being round. Because if they were made assumptions about the Earth being round, then their missiles wouldn't work or some such thing.
Well, okay.
Right.
From that concept, essentially what they're saying is that if the Earth is round, you actually have to account for the curvature in order to launch your missiles on a trajectory. In addition to crosswinds and such, and those things are not being calculated for. They only calculate for crosswinds.
Fine. Yes. So what I'm saying is, that's an instance of where a model would have objective like ramifications on how you're operating in the world.
No, when the military is gonna use a weapon system to shoot something, they're not gonna go to the globe model and say, "Let me check the globe model so I can shoot down that vessel." They don't do that, bro. In practicality.
Yeah. The theoretical practice behind it is that they should be in order to launch a missile and to account for the trajectories, they should work with the aggregates of the curvature for the distances that they're traveling and be able to calculate that and actually assign that and account for that in the process of launching. And that's something that's just not done. Like they just don't. That it's like, so if they don't have to account for the curvature sending a rocket, well, how does it just get to where it's going without accounting for it, right?
Sure. I'm
And
not
what is-
even. Yeah. So my only point would be that if you have a model that some variable needs to be accounted for that doesn't actually exist, like the roundness of the Earth, then you would be less accurate because your model wouldn't comport to reality, right?
Well, what does it mean to account for the curvature? What does that even mean?
To do the math,
the
right? Because
altitude.
after a certain distance, right, the curve of the Earth drops. Okay, so if you're just shooting fucking straight, okay,
Right.
then it's actually going to end up curving away. You actually have to curve and shoot towards if there's a curve on the planet. Okay, otherwise you're not going to hit
So
your
you
fucking
would have
target.
to shoot downwards.
No, you have to shoot in a curve. Yeah, you have
Down?
to account for that. You have to you have to account for the fucking curve. You don't shoot down.
Okay, but
You
which
shoot
way is it curving?
You shoot at an angle that's going to come down and around the curve. Okay, so
Yeah,
in
so
other words,
down, right?
yeah, have you played Flappy Birds? There's
Well,
one for
which
you.
way?
Okay? When you're fucking
Which way
sitting
do they
there, and
shoot
you're
it?
shooting the fucking.
Wait, hold on. This shouldn't be a point of contention because what we're saying could
No,
be
but I just
completely
don't know what that
true.
means to.
Hold on. This could be completely true if we're talking about a flat Earth or a globe Earth, and that just is to say that if you assume any model of just reality, the fidelity of that model to reality is going to affect like accuracy of something like, say, a missile. Because if your model is incorrect, then you'd be less accurate than if you had a model that more closely represented reality. That's not. I'm not making a flat Earth, globe Earth argument here. I'm just saying that's what I mean by when I use the word model.
Well, I'm just asking, what does it mean to account for curvature? Like, do you aim downwards? Like what? What does that even mean?
Okay, if you were on a totally flat plane, you would aim, you would point missiles in a different direction than if you were aiming over a curved plane and needed to hit a target on the other end of a curved plane.
Okay, so which way would you aim? Up or down?
On the target that you're hitting.
Well, I mean, so
you
like,
aim at
if you're accommodating a curve,
if you play Flappy Birds, okay, so what happens is when you want to hit the things on the other side, you have to angle a certain way, right? Okay, now if the dynamics of that game are different, okay, then you're going to have to change your trajectory in order to deal with whatever obstacles in that particular environment. So in other words, if you're on a curve, okay, and the object is on the other side of the curve, you're going to have to angle slightly different or a lot different than if you're just on a straight plane.
yeah,
Which way would you aim?
That would be pretty
And
intuitively. I don't understand this question. Which way would you aim? Like,
Well,
do you
because it's
not understand?
retarded.
Hold on. Do you not understand like a target being in a totally different place would require
Okay,
different
if it's at a different
accommodations?
place,
Yeah.
and you guys say that you need to account for curvature, which way is the Earth curving? To
Nobody accounts for
This
curvature
is
for
not.
anything in
Yeah, like,
practicality.
dude,
Nobody does.
Hold on.
Yeah.
This is a totally hypothetical model. The curvature could be going straight up like in Halo if you wanted to, because it's just a hypothetical. All we're saying is that if you assume, a model, the accuracy of the model to reality is going to affect like real world propositions. That's all we're saying.
I don't know. It seems like an empty statement to say you need to account for curvature, but then you can't say which way you have to
I'm not
aim.
saying. Listen, no. I'm not even. No. I'm not saying. You. I'm not saying. Hold on. I'm not saying you need to account for curvature. That's not what I'm saying. Could you try to steelman what I'm saying? I could try to point out where I think we're crossing wires.
Well, did you say that they need to account for
on a
curvature?
flat plane, you're not going to have
Hold
to
on,
shoot it.
hold on, dude. Hold on. Please let him answer.